Make no mistake, all the pressure this week is on the Eagles. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So, there's no doubt about it. The Eagles have to win this game to avoid one of the major choke jobs I've ever seen at the end of the season. I've never seen a team with a 3-game lead, with 3 games left to play, blow the number 1 seed, the number 1 division. It has to get done. No question about it. And believe it or not, a lot of people are blaming Philly 500 for the Eagles' losing streak of the last 2 weeks. Not the coaches, not Gardner Minshew or Stinkshoe, but Philly 500. Now we're going to get into it in a second. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most throttled, paused, censored Eagles content creator in all the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, you know the deal. Just double check. Double walk check. Make sure none of those weird algorithm type things have been doing anything to your page, to your thing, because you know how they do me. They do me wrong. So anyways, now, I gotta say this, right? Last night I watched Copizzle's video. Now Copizzle, he did some weird things, right? He sent me the belt, which is right here, by the way. Here's the belt right here. I have it covered up because it is technically under construction. We are giving it a facelift. We are getting rid of all giant stuff, and I'm not ready to show it right now. So it's under construction, but the belt is here. The belt is here, and a lot of people, including Pizzle, they believe that this belt is cursed. That this belt getting sent to us has caused all the problems. Now, I'm a kind of a superstitious person, I'm not going to lie. And I got to admit, I will admit, he sent a cigar along with the belt. And I smoked that cigar. He said it was a taste of Pizzle. And it was sweet, I got to admit. Pause. But it was also a weird night. A lot of things happened I didn't talk about. Like, for some reason, Ronald McDonald was visiting me, and we had a conversation about coffee. I don't even drink coffee. So, I don't know what he did to that cigar, but obviously something went down. So, I have to accept the fact that this belt could be cursed. I have to accept that fact. And what does that mean? That means that Philly 500 is going to have to do something about it. So the only thing that I can think of to do with this belt during this game is to go out in my backyard today with a giant shovel that's in my garage, and I'm going to bury this. I'm going to bury it. I am going to go bury this belt. I'm sure I'll take a lot of pictures and videos. I'm going to put it, the box it came in, and I'm sticking this mother humper in the ground till after Eagles versus Giants. So the belt, if it is the curse, we are getting rid of it. And I'll say this to Pizzle. You want the belt? You want your chance? I'm here. I'm here. I'm ready to go to war because this week is serious. You want your belt back? Now's your chance. Now, I got to say this. I think if the Giants get the number 7 seed, right, I believe that's what they're at, or not, they're the 6th seed, I'm sorry. They're locked in at the 6th seed. But the Vikings are now the 3rd seed. I believe if the Giants play the Vikings in the first round, I think the Giants are going to beat them. I actually think the Giants will beat them, meaning if the Eagles have that first seed, I expect Giants-Eagles to play 3 times. So, I think the chances the Eagles playing Dallas and the Giants in the first round the second round of playoffs when they play, I think it's like 85% it's going to be one of those 2 teams. I really totally believe that. Now, as far as the Eagles go, we do have some good news today, okay? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. That's right, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, along with Robert Quinn and Brett Toth, all have been put on the 21-day window to come back. So they are in that window, and usually on Wednesdays, when they've put people in that 21-day window, they will go that Sunday. So I expect those guys to play. And getting Chauncey Gardner-Johnson back is huge. To get Robert Quinn back, hopefully he feels better and he's healthy, and he can help us out this week. I mean, we've just been devastating getting sacks this year. So I have no fear that we won't be able to get sacks, especially against Daniel Jones. Well, if Daniel Jones play, I still don't think the Giants are going to play their starters. But whatever, who cares? But those guys, they have been activated on the 21-day window, and that's a great thing. Now, today the Eagles had a walkthrough, okay? Today was a walkthrough, and in the walkthrough, they said Jalen Hurts was listed as a limited participant per report. This is a step in the right direction, though, because the previous 2 weeks, he didn't do anything during the walkthrough. So, it looks like Jalen Hurts is gearing up to play. And, of course, we need him to. So, that's a very, very good sign. On the injury report, of course, Lane Johnson, Avonte Maddox did not practice. Zeke McPherson, illness, did not practice. Josh Sweat, neck, did not practice. Like I said, this is a walkthrough, so this is a guess of what a injury report would look like during a real practice. Sean Bradley, limited practice. Jalen Hurts, limited practice. And Miles Sanders' knee, limited practice. That's pretty much where they kind of stand right now. Like I said, we'll see later in the week, but I'm expecting Jalen Hurts to play. I think he has to play. Okay, this is a very big game for the Eagles. Listen, they have made the playoffs. They have clinched the playoffs. Have teams gone on the road and won every game and gone to a Super Bowl and win it before? Yes, that has happened. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen, and it has happened. And the Eagles are in the playoffs. However, the advantages of having home field throughout the playoffs and a bye week, especially when you have guys like Lane Johnson out, Jalen Hurts with his shoulder, it is such an important thing. To me, it's the difference, I personally believe, whether the Eagles can get to the bowl or not. If they have home field, I think they go. If they don't, I think it's tough. I think it would be tough to go into a place like San Francisco and win. But if the Eagles get home field and not the 5th seed, everything is set up for them perfectly, okay? All the last 2 weeks of what we dealt with, you can pretty much throw it out the window. I mean, really, once the playoff starts, every team is 0-0, okay? So I think the Eagles have to go in, take care of the Giants this week, make sure they win this game, make sure they clinch the division, clinch home field advantage. That's all they need. All they need is to win, and everything is set up for them. They don't have to worry about what the Niners are doing or Dallas or anybody else. All they have to do is take care of their own business. But make no mistake about this. The pressure is all on the Eagles. The Giants are going to go out there, whether they play their starters or not, whatever they do, they're going to have fun. They're going to play loose. And let me tell you, sometimes when you get a team that comes out and is really tight and is really got all the pressure, then you got another team on there that has nothing to play for, is just going and playing and having fun. Sometimes those kind of games become tight games. They become close games. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that I think this is even going to be a giant walkthrough. I don't think that. I think the Eagles, they've got a lot of pressure on them. To me, it's unprecedented. I mean, can anybody tell me the last time a team had a 3-game lead with 3 games left to play going into Christmas Eve? Actually, it was 3.5 games for the division, but 3 games up, 3 games to go, and not clinch. I mean, if you go back 2 weeks ago to the Dallas game, we're 1 play away from clinching everything. Then we go into the game versus New Orleans, and it was literally the worst game we played all year, worst called, and all those things. Now, all the pressure is on the Eagles. Pressure creates winners, and it creates losers. I think with Jalen Hurts at the helm, I think as long as Jalen Hurts is your quarterback, I think he handles pressure fine, and I think the Eagles should beat the Giants. The Eagles really, they could be catching a big break that the Giants probably don't play their starters all the way through. It's probably a huge break. It's just the way it is. But the Eagles still got to go out there and take care of business. You can't go out there and let Tyrod Taylor run all over you and then keep this game close to the end. You don't want that. You need to come out. You need to pounce on them early, and we'll get into the game plan and all that later, like on Friday. But the Eagles, they can't afford to lose this game. And all the pressure is on this team. They have to get that home field. I really think so. The worst thing for the Eagles would be to go into the playoffs losing three straight, having choked the division, having choked home field advantage. I don't know if that's a recipe that you really want to go into the playoffs with. I think that's bad. But if they take care of the Giants this week, everything is going to feel like it's back on track, and we're good to go. So the pressure, make no mistake about it, the pressure is on the Eagles. Because if the Eagles lose this game, if they don't win this game, this would be one of the major choke jobs. I hate to say it. I'm just going to be honest. It would be one of the major choke jobs I've ever seen at the end of the regular season. And then depending upon what they do in the playoffs, could make it even worse. They got to get their crap together. They got to be ready to go out and play. And I expect them to. And I think they will. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. Hey, yo, Pizzle, you want your belt? Well, come get it, because I'm about to stick it 3 feet in the ground. Out. So just so you guys know, right now where the current line stands in the Eagles-Giants game is the Eagles are favored by 14 points. They're favored by 2 touchdowns, okay? What does this tell us? This tells us that they expect the Giants to sit their starters. That's what Vegas is telling us, and that's what it seems. Now, that's a huge advantage for the Eagles. That's a huge break for the Eagles. There's no question about it. However, that is not a guarantee that you're going to go out and win. That doesn't mean you won the game. It's over. Don't be ready. No. The Eagles have to prepare like this is a playoff game. This is like you got to prepare that you're playing the Giants, their starters. You have to be ready to come in, take care of business. If the Giants do sit their starters, this game should be over by halftime. The Eagles should be so far up by halftime. By the second half, by the third quarter, we're in basically a preseason game. That's what it needs to feel like. If this thing is close in the fourth quarter, I'm gonna be sweating balls. I'm not gonna lie. Denzel Washington out.